Yo, what's going on, guys? It's a bit of a different video today. We're in the podcast room and I'm joined with my guy Mace.
What's going on, guys?
Today we're going to be discussing the psychology behind becoming successful.
So for those of you guys that don't know, then I'm pretty much the guy that does everything behind the scenes in Thai White. So everything you don't see on the camera. I used to edit all of the main videos, then we got an editor for that, and then now I'm just doing all of the shorts, all of the management for it. And yeah, I'm basically the guy that you don't see on camera for the first time.
Yeah, that's the guy that does the other bit of hard work for this channel. You know, I mentioned him on a podcast that I went on. The guy's called Will Miles. I don't know when that's coming out. But yeah, I said that obviously Mason does the other half of the channel. But of course, let's steer away from who he is now that we've discussed it. Let's talk about the psychology behind becoming successful.
Yeah.
Where do we start with this?
Well, I think a good way to begin things is just to understand that a lot of people out there that want to become successful, mainly when it comes to money, you've either got it or you don't. You've either got that intrinsic hustle mentality or you don't. Like, because people would say, oh, you know, I want to own a Lamborghini, I want to have a mansion, I want to be successful, but then they won't do anything about it. That's 99% of people. Everyone wants money. Everyone wants to be successful, but it's, are you going to put that work in to get there? And I know that I've had that from young, and you've had it from young, obviously, because we went to school together. So that's kind of how we met and how we knew, yeah, we're both going to make it.
And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, their mindset's so generic and they don't really have it in them to be successful in any realm of life, whether it's financially or relationship wise, or it could be fitness, or it could be anything in life, but people just don't have that stone cold mentality.
Yeah.
So they can actually level up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, bro?
100%. And as much as it sounds like we might just be some like waffling podcast kids, like a lot of people, even now, they still tell me, like my parents tell me, oh, you've done so well for your age, you've done all this. But another thing about having that mentality is no matter what you've achieved, when you're trying to reach for more, everything you've already achieved, you overlook. And I've noticed that, like, even right now, we've done so much. We've started videography companies. We've blown up TikToks, YouTube channels. We've made a lot of money from doing these things. And to me personally, it doesn't feel like we've done a lot, even though I know we've done a lot, because of where we need to get to.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. It's like, once you aim for like it's like you said, like you overcome your achievements. So we
overlook them.
Yeah, that's it. You overlook them. So we probably had like achievements that were like here, but then we got to here and we're like, oh,
that's nothing now.
Yeah, that's like, nothing now.
I forgot that even happened.
Yeah, I forgot that we even hit that threshold. You know,
100%, literally. And it's like when you're constantly striving for more, it can be a blessing in disguise, but at the same time, it's like, it can also be quite bad. It really depends on how you look at it, because some people get too greedy. They get way too greedy, and then they don't actually cherish what they've done. I think we've definitely cherished what we've done, but that kind of time period is over now. Now we're focused on getting this Thai White channel to 1 million subs.
Of course.
For those of you guys that don't know, the reason why I'm so confident in getting this channel big numbers, even though it's still only early stages, is because even when I must have been about 11 when I started my first YouTube channel that I knew was gonna do numbers, and you know, I was uploading every single day for years on end. It wasn't until I was 15 when that channel actually started blowing up and I started making money, you know, a couple £1,000 a month. Nothing major, like I didn't make it out the hood from that YouTube channel, but as a 15-year-old making like 2 to 3 grand a month, you know, it was a big deal. I thought I was on top of the world.
Of course.
But yeah, I think that was the point that I knew when that channel fell off and I was like, right, I'm kind of back at square one. Now that was when it hit me, like, this ain't over.
Yeah.
Like, just because the YouTube's blown up, this ain't over yet. Like, there's so much more to get to. Like, we're both 18. We're still very, very young. So by the time we're 30, 35, I'm trying to take over the whole world now.
Of course, bro. I'm trying to have like the globe in the palm of my hands. You know, I'm not trying to be like one of these elites or nothing, but like I just want to have like the freedom, not even just financial freedom. I just want to have the freedom to do like whatever I want. Like, I don't want to be tied down to a job or location or just in life, so to speak. I don't really want to be just attached to anything. I like being free.
You know what? You know what for me it is? And I was thinking about this the other day, and it truly hit me. when you're growing a platform, you can't just say what you want. You can't say your own opinions, like politically. You can't say this. But I want to get to a point where, you know, I get rich, I get famous. I have that time where I know, right, I can't say anything up until I know my time's kind of coming to an end as far as like social media.
Yeah.
I know I'm retiring. No one can touch me. I'm doing whatever I want. Then I know I can say what I want. I can speak as freely as possible.
Yeah.
But realistically, like when you're trying to make it, you can't just say what you actually think. You know what I'm saying? You have to put on a kind of persona and stuff like this. But yeah, man, becoming successful, it just it's a never ending
spiral.
It's a never ending spiral, literally, of just like, is it gonna happen? Is
it not gonna happen? Is it? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And of course, that's only like a couple of ways, like the psychology of becoming successful. But there's loads more on the list. You know, like what else can we say? For instance,
what, as far as like actually your mindset towards
your mindset towards becoming successful. I mean, we've already mentioned
a good part about it is, right, a lot of people, they live their lives chasing that next high now. When you're trying to become something in life, you have to it feels like you're putting your entire life on pause so you can then reap the rewards later. So you might have years of just like, I feel like a piece of, I can't swear. You might have years being like, oh, I just feel like I'm molding away in my bedroom, like grinding to try and make money. But then when the reward does come, it's 10x, 100 times anything that you're currently seeing people live. Yeah. So you have to put your life on hold, and all the fun stuff, all the going out. People say it all the time, you know, don't go to the club, don't talk about women and stuff like this. But the truth is, it's not just about don't waste time going to the club. It's don't waste time in general.
In general,
no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what a lot of these influencers and people say to you, like that are about the hustle mindset. They'll always say, don't go to the club, don't go with the women. The thing is, everything's cool in moderation, but what you shouldn't be doing is wasting your time in general. So hanging around with bad people in your circle, that's just wasting your time. Instead, you know, instead of being here right now, I could be drinking in the pub with some of my other friends. But no, instead, I've chose to be here and I've chose to use my time wisely, you know, in the right setting.
You know what, as well? I think you're 100% right. It's not even just in the case of drinking and friends and stuff like that. It genuinely comes down to a lot of these finance gurus. They'll preach, don't do that. But then for the guys that are at home, not going to the club and stuff like that, it doesn't mean that just because you're at your yard or just because you're at a certain place, that automatically qualifies as right, you're doing something. Because you could be at your house and you've just spent like half an hour working on something, and then you're scrolling on Instagram for an hour, but you seem to think in your head that you're doing something right.
That's what I mean. Like, you seem to like overlook the bad for the good.
Yeah, just because in your head the only bad you think
you're
is
like, right,
going to the club, talking to girls, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
That's
like,
what
when
I mean.
You actually go down, like
there's so much things that are actually worse than just going to the club or being with some women.
Let me give you a good example, right? When it comes to social media feeds, now I know for a fact on my Instagram, maybe about a quarter of it is like memes and irrelevant stuff that I know doesn't benefit my life. All the rest of it, it's a full you page, so it's about the content you're consuming. Most of it for me is educational content, and I know it's the same for you because we send each other videos of like tutorials on Instagram
of like how cameras. To do things for cameras, video editing, stuff like that. Yeah.
So it definitely comes down to what you're consuming. It takes such a big toll on you, and you'd overlook it and never really think about it. But when it comes to actually prioritizing your time and prioritizing the right things, you have to really go past just scratching the surface and look at it in every endeavor. Like, right, social media, what are you consuming, and are you creating or consuming? What are you doing more of? Because the moment that you start consuming more than creating, it's not looking very good. I can say that from experience. Of course. Literally.
Of course. Another thing that I personally believe that comes under the psychology of becoming successful is you got to have an iron mind, like, especially when it comes socially, like in a social circle, you know, like everybody's had this experience when they start like a new YouTube channel or they start like something, and people be pulling up their videos in class saying, haha, look at him, he's not doing something.
Yeah,
and
I've been there.
and that might swerve you off the grind. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like that,
yeah.
that might change your mind and think like, nah, man, this ain't for me. People are just like laughing at me all the time and stuff. Bro, you gotta have such an iron mind to become successful.
Facts.
Like, you just need to own your stuff and walk out with your head held high. You can't be sitting there like one of them people that are just, oh, I'll laugh with you because, you know, I don't
Yeah.
stand on my business. You don't want
know,
to be like them people.
A very big part of it is, and a lot of people say this, but you genuinely do have to be a little bit delusional, because when you're at a point
100.
where everyone around you is either laughing at you or making fun of you or, you know, just trying to get you down in some way, when there's so many people doing that and you're in a mind state where you actually don't care because you're just looking at them as like, well, you're a loser, you're poor, so why do I care anyway? Even if this doesn't work, what? Cool. If it doesn't work, cool. If it does work, buy it.
That's the thing I would like to add as well. That's not coming from an egotistical perspective. That's just coming from a mindset perspective.
You have to.
It's like what's his name? Marcus Aurelius, the guy who had a slave, right?
Who? What?
No. The guy who he was Roman. He had a slave. You're just a man. You're just a man. You never heard that? Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
So he had a slave that would whisper in his ear and say, "You're just a man. You're just a man." Now, as I said, when he's saying you're poor, you're a loser, that's not from an egotistical mindset.
Yeah, no, that's not me. Like,
It's a purposed mindset in order to keep you focused as a person, you know, because the more when you sit there and you think about these people don't do nothing with their lives, that gives you an intrinsic feeling of a burst of motivation to go get something, to go do something, you know. It's definitely not coming from like a I don't like you.
Yeah, I'm not saying like go up to these people and just be like, you're poor, like that's not what I'm saying. A lot of it, like I do think I'm slightly insane to be able to know that I'm never going to stop. Like, it's never a case of, as I said, I'll go up to someone and call them poor, but in my head I will talk to myself. Talking to yourself in your head is like the most important way to keep going. You have to genuinely have a mind of steel, knowing no matter what gets thrown at me, no matter what troubles I'm in, I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I guess at a certain point where you don't have a choice. Like, if you do stop, that's everything gone. That's how it feels for me.
That's what I mean as well. Like, you can't just put in all that effort. It's almost like you gotta go straight into the deep end, bury your head underneath the sand, work your ass off for so long, and then you gotta just be like, yo, you know what? I can't quit now. If I quit, then I'm a loser.
Yeah, no, literally.
You gotta be like, if I quit now,
your pride's too high.
I'm a loser, bro.
The pride's too high to compare yourself to other people.
That's what I mean.
100%. And another thing about like psychology and becoming successful is thinking outside of the box. If you've got something that you need to achieve, you've got to really think of what you already have around you, what people you have around you. You have to really look at what you already have around you to solve a problem, whether that's a person that you know that you can ring to do a certain thing or going to a certain place. Like, you really, really have to look at spread every possible answer out on the table and choose the best one every single time for years on end. So many people think that you can get rich in a week or 2 weeks. And I'm not saying you can't make money from like TikTok or something, but when it comes to, there's a big difference between success and making 5 racks from TikTok and thinking that you own the planet. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Success is when you know you are on the path to not only being financially free, but being free in genuinely every
aspect.
Every aspect. Yeah, exactly. So this is the thing. You see so much on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube of like, I got rich from this TikTok account of doing this and doing that, and you can do it, but people sell a dream. Selling dreams seems to be like the number one way that people are getting rich, and I don't like it. That's the whole point of the Ty White channel. Yeah, that's expose people selling dreams.
That's why we made this channel. Is to expose people as a side part. Yeah, but the main reason why we made it is because you can be successful for free. You know, like that's why we make loads of different types of videos. We show you, like for this video as well, we're explaining the psychology behind becoming successful, how we think as people, you know, and we also make videos about how you can become financially free. It's we believe that education is essentially free, you know. You don't have to pay. You ain't got to pay some influencer to learn how to drop ship. You ain't got to pay no influencer to learn how to do YouTube, TikTok, any social media out there. All you have to do is use Google. You have a free search engine, which is probably one of the most smartest things in the world at your fingertips. That's at your disposal, and you can use it how you choose to use it. Well, I hope you guys actually got a bit of knowledge from this video. This one was slightly off the cuff. If you want to see more of this type of content with Mason, then just let me know in the comments. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, thanks for watching.